Hey guys, we're going to start a new series today called Wrenchin Wednesday, and basically that is going to incorporate tool reviews and different things that we use in the shop to help us get stuff done, while we're working on our cars and whatnot. So in this episode today, we're going to start out with welding and what we use here in the shop, or here in our home garage, that we didn't spend a ton of money on, but works really, really well for most of your DIY projects and things such as that. So here we go, let's get into it. So first up is having some place where you can actually sit down and weld a project up. Something that's going to hold your piece in place. You're not chasing it all over the workbench, or having to kneel down and do it on the ground. Unless it's something pretty big. So this is a metal fab table from Harbor Freight. I don't remember what the brand name is. We'll put that in here. So anyhow, you got a work piece here. You've got holes drilled in it for accessories and clamps that comes with this. It's 36 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and it sits about 34 inches high. So you can comfortably pull up a stool, sit here, and weld your pieces that you're working on without chasing it all around. So that's what we use when we're working on stuff that's not fastened to the car. You're making up like an expansion tank, or something along those lines, a bracket, whatever, seat brackets we made for the Nova, that kind of stuff. The next thing, what welders do we use? Well, for our down and dirty quick jobs that don't require a lot of amperage, usually stuff under, say, 1/4 of an inch thick, which in most of your automotive stuff, especially your racing applications, you're using lightweight materials. You're not welding a bucket on a 953 Caterpillar, right? So you don't need something with a ton of amperage in a MIG style. And what we opted for was, from Harbor Freight, the titanium MIG 140. And this does really well on exhaust tubing, sheet metal work. Like I said, a lot of your thinner stuff. It's quick, it's easy. You can pull it out in a jiff and get started welding. And I think we run an 030 wire. Yep, runs 030 wire. That's an 11-pound spool, and we run a slightly smaller bottle on this of 75-25 argon CO2 mix. So that's our quick and dirty machine right there. Does a lot of things well. One thing it won't do is aluminum. So for that, we ended up jumping on Amazon and doing some review hunting and to see what was out there and see something that wouldn't break the bank. There's a company called Yes Welder that has a lot of really, really good reviews. So we ended up pulling the trigger on a Yes Welder TIG 200P welder. So what this welder does, it'll do steel. So it'll do DC TIG. It'll do both pulse and just regular TIG. But it also is an inverter machine and will do AC TIG as well. That gives us the ability to do aluminum, which I really wanted to get into, especially, you know, working on race cars and stuff like that, where you're trying to use lighter weight materials and whatnot. So far, this machine here, I really like it. It works super well for what it is. If you want to hit your 200 amp capabilities, you need to at least have it hooked to a 240 volt source. So that's even a hurdle you might have to overcome in your home shop. Not everybody has that capability in there, but we run a 100 amp service here in the garage, and if you're not running a bunch of different things, that it works perfectly fine. Uses a 30 amp breaker. I won't get into all the technical electrical hookup stuff. Contact your local electrician, have him come out, verify you can run the service in there, and you should be good to go. Most people won't run into a problem. But this came with accessories, came with, you can do stick or TIG in it. It does not come with the foot pedal, but you can get that separately, and it's not super expensive, like 50 bucks. Otherwise, your torch has your on-off button here. Basically, it's a finger control setup. Otherwise, not much to it. Came with a little accessory pack here, but with different styles of tungstens and collets and stuff like that in it. Those you'll probably burn through pretty quick, especially if you're just learning, but no fear there. You can buy plenty of that stuff on Amazon. Some really nice kits with like Pyrex cups and stuff like that in it that are clear, helps you see what you're doing, and also different size lenses. So that's what we're using TIG wise, is the Yes Welder 200p AC/DC TIG, and it works amazing so far. The other thing is, and you can't forget, is you got to have some sort of good PPE, right? Personal protection equipment. You don't have to break the bank here either. Just get something that's, I prefer auto darkening, just because it's easier. Let's rephrase that. We prefer auto darkening helmets here in the shop, just so it helps you can see what you're doing before you strike your arc, and you're good to go. A little bit more expensive, yes, but well worth it in our opinion. So what I use, this is a TechWear helmet off of Amazon. I think I paid like 100 or 150 bucks for this helmet. Fully adjustable, all that stuff. It's got a nice wide lens on it so you can see around what you're doing. Works great. I actually used it for a moment where I was building custom aluminum horse trailers for a local shop, and used this thing like every day, all day long. The next one we got was Jenna's. We got this is a Vulcan. This is from Harbor Freight. I think it's right around $120 or something like that. And it's got a really nice wide lens on it. Super comfortable, lightweight, works really well. The other thing you're going to need, a good pair of gloves, because burning yourself sucks. So a good pair of, I use a lightweight leather glove, especially for TIG welding, because it helps you, you know, you can feel the rod a little bit better in here than if you're wearing a really thick leather glove. But yeah, good pair of gloves. I should mention, I like to put earplugs in not because of noise, but if you've ever been welding, especially overhead, and you get weld spatter or sparks that come off of that, and it goes in your ear and you can hear it sizzle the whole way down, it's not a great feeling, and it really, really sucks. So, ear protection, earplug, something to keep stuff out. The other thing is, if you're welding around stuff that's flammable, especially on your cars, this is a welding blanket. It's a fiberglass welding blanket, and this keeps you from starting yourself a little campfire in the garage. But anyhow, that's what we're using as far as welding equipment in the garage. I'll drop some links to some of these things here in the description. If you like this kind of a video, give us a thumbs up, comment. If you have any questions, comment, and we'll try to point you in the right direction or help you out however we can. So, till next time, we'll catch you later.